I don't believe you. Come on, man. No Tyrone, no Dan. Fuck you. I need money for that. Oh. That feels really good. I haven't tried cigarettes, but I heard they're good. It tastes good. That don't work. That's so slow. Non-token. Yeah, like 20 creatures for that one. Should you go Celestia? Like, you can try, right? Planeswalkers cost one less to cast. Don't have like any turn. Yeah, but you're not gonna have red or more. You're gonna have combat tricks. You could try, and if you want to run with this one, you need more creatures. And if you need more creatures, then this one is not that great. It's just so bad. It takes so long for it to practice. That one, but you can get 2 for 1. Oh, the Gideon. Alright, what do you do, man? Oh. Okay, I like this. I like it a lot. Are there any other enchantments like other colors? Let's go with enchantment. Let's see. Oath of Hoop. Any color. Green you got. White you got. I need these 3. Different oaths. Oath of Jays. It says a Planeswalker deck. Zero with all the way to turn 3 to play this. Otherwise, it's dead. This card is funny. It would be like a pinky swear. Problem is the card draw. That's 10 cards already. Bunch of planeswalkers. It'll be a hilarious game. I can actually do it too. That's I want to make this work. That's kind of insane. I didn't saw that this card. That's kind of insane. All right, I love you. What's this though? Yeah, I don't know about this one. This one is. Oh, you know what it does. It's actually more geared to like you can play. This is more red. These guys, John. Red. I mean black, 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 blue, white. Is it really only these two? Okay, how many? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planeswalkers. These guys are just too expensive. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Okay, but what do I mostly have to build around? Not this one. More like green-red with a splash of the other colors. Sounds way better to me. Yeah. Sounds way better to me. Good late game, an early game. Alright, well. Need instant red and green. Let's see. Yep. Harness lightning, why not? I thought it needs like energy, but this one doesn't. Harness lightning. Without a jar, nah. We cast cards from our hand for free. And when does it ult? When does this one ult? It ults by. So you play turn 4, 5, 6. Turn 6 ult? That's insane. I like that card. I got 12 spaces on me. Might just have to remove a couple here. You can't just play with tall creatures. Just can't. It's too hard. It's too hard. Alright. Number of creatures you control. Yeah, I ran out. It's just too heavy on the mana. It's too heavy on the mana. People with that touch avoid getting killed, but you got early game removal, a lot of it. You need ramp. I really think you just need ramp. You. What do you got? Oh yeah, okay. 23 lands, mostly red and green. Alright, well, there's an artifact here. Where are you? No, it's a treasure map. Yeah, here it is. See, the problem with this is that you need a lot of creatures for that. They don't land, so this one's good. Alright, well, no choice really. Green, red, white. I like it like that. You need to like create creatures or have creatures to sack them. Oh well, Mysteries is the only one. I got that white one. No. You only got a splash of white, but what? It's only for this one. It's like enchantment removal. I'm back to green red. What's the price? Still need lands. This one's good. That's 57. 23 lands. And you need 3 more creatures. That's just not enough, I think. What's this though? Oh, it just shocks the player for. Yeah, but this card deals 3. Yeah, it deals 3. That's insane. You played and it deals 3. Cuddy Sip. This card is really good. Alright, well, I need something to proxy enchantment. I'm really just gonna build the deck like I used to. This one proxy enchantment. I got no board wipe either. Just put a bunch of guys and I'm kinda screwed. This card's insane. I lost the game against this card. This card's insane. Shock everything you have. Oh my god. It's for every creature that they control. That's kinda insane. Alright, so we got the other genre, but it's 3 damage. And the second effect is 4 planeswalkers. You get a couple, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 planeswalkers. So I can proc 4 times. That's 8% of the time. That's really stupid. So I can play 10 games, and it will not proc. Gotcha. I gotta love math. All right. Got Smuggler's Scepter. Can't remember. We're bright. No card is going to come.
Can you talk a little bit about mechanisms, how you sleep?
Sure. This one is so this is an area that I do my work in, and I'd say that this subject became pretty hot probably 10 to 15 years ago, and it started when people were doing sleep deprivation studies, and they were looking at blood glucose levels, and they found that by either getting inadequate sleep, so not a complete night, or total sleep deprivation, that people were looking pre-diabetic, where before they were not.
Yeah.
And so you'd have this profile of regulating blood glucose, if this was tested, that seemed that you were just in a different place in your life, because they would start with young, healthy adults, and then all of a sudden, after one night of sleep loss, they would look like they were pre-diabetic. So that finding, which was fairly serendipitous, stimulated a whole line of research. And the next, after that, the next area of exploration was looking at all sorts of metabolic hormones that are involved in the regulation of energy expenditure or hunger. And these are things like leptin, which is released from fat tissue and is a signal to the brain of how much fat we're storing on our body. Also, another hormone called ghrelin, which is released by oxyntic cells in the stomach. And that's a fascinating hormone because it does quite a lot of things, but it's the only gut-derived hormone that will actually stimulate hunger. Most gut-derived peptides are actually in response to a meal, and they stimulate satiety. So this hormone, ghrelin, actually will episodically, which means over the course of the day, its own activity will wax and wane. It's low after a meal, but then it'll gradually rise, and that is going to stimulate hunger. And what they found after sleep loss is that leptin levels were lower and that ghrelin levels were higher. And without getting into too much detail, that profile would mean that you're going to be hungrier and you're going to have less energy expenditure the next day.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really exciting.
That's a pretty big consequence. I mean,
yeah.
It also tells you that you probably, if you're going to get your blood tested, by your doc or whoever,
yes.
probably do it more than once. Because if you go and do it after a terrible night's sleep, you might look like you're insulin resistant or pre-diabetic, right?
Absolutely.
That would be kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
What about the effects of loss of sleep? We're talking about obesity, type 2 diabetes, and these hormones related to satiety and hunger. What about those hormones or neurotransmitters related to reward and food reward?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because as that line of research evolved, basically there were several things that became of interest to understand this association between sleep loss and obesity that seemed to be present. So at one point, it was a couple of years ago, but I had a slide in a presentation that was 81 out of 89 epidemiological or longitudinal studies that looked for an association between sleep loss and weight gain that had a positive finding. So you had a 55% risk increase for obesity if you were getting less than 6 hours of sleep per night. So that was like, okay, something's there, but what's going on? And actually, when you looked further into this hormone regulation by the body, and I've actually published one study in narcoleptics and ghrelin, and we didn't find that there was any difference. And so I know that literature pretty well, because some early findings showed, wow, there's really something going on here. But then subsequent findings didn't show that there was a change. And so it was equivocal. Sometimes it seemed that there was something going on, other times there wasn't. And so whether or not one side of that is wrong, or there's something else happening, like a lot of things in science, always good to repeat the study, right? But the next kind of hot thing became, because fMRI became more broad in terms of its usage, we started to look at the brains of sleep-deprived people and how they would function after sleep loss, and particularly after sleep loss in response to palatable foods that we know that we really like a lot, but may not be so good for us. And again,
like junk food?
Like junk food, yeah, exactly. This is usually energy-dense foods. A donut, could be another example, or ice cream. Stuff that we really do think is very tasty. And the response that our brains have to those foods that we like is elevated. so that it's, if you were to look at things like, for example, the activity of certain areas that process hedonic stimuli, or what that means is pleasurable areas that light up to pleasurable stimuli, they would light up like a Christmas tree.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your brain, basically, okay, so there's two things I'm thinking. One, that's, your reward center it's hyperactive, so you're, of course, eating some terrible food, and you're getting this major reward from it.
Yeah.
But the second thing is, what about addictive behavior? And if you think about most people that have insomnia, for example, they go to the doctor and they say, doc, I can't sleep, I have insomnia, what can I do? And the first sort of thing the doctor says is, well, here's this drug, this prescription pill, whether it's like Ambien or some other sleeping pill, this may help you sleep.
Yeah.
That may actually be a terrible thing for someone who's already, their brain chemistry is a little off because they're not getting sleep, and so their reward circuitry is all screwed up. Now they take the sleeping pill, they may become more addicted to that sleeping pill. I mean, that's theoretically.
Yeah, no, I hadn't actually ever thought about that. And it's interesting to think, whenever you're doing science, it's interesting, it's easier to study the short-term effects of things, but then it's harder to study the effects of persistent chronic exposure to whatever that situation is. And that, there's something called allostasis, which is a type of stress response that can happen over longer-term exposure. And, is there a favorable kind of adaptation or acclimation that the body makes through repeated risk exposure to certain things where maybe you would have a blunted response to.
Wow. All right. Well,
I don't know. This is kind of.
I'm so glad you brought this up because if we talk, we've been talking a lot about some of the consequences of sleep loss. So you mentioned obesity, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, because the lymphatic system, if you're not sleeping, you're not clearing out the amyloid beta plaques. Cancer, you mentioned. Brain atrophy is another one, right? Learning and memory problems. So I guess there's a couple of studies I've seen. In fact, I've seen you share these. One study that I found particularly interesting was sleep. During sleep, I don't know what part of sleep it was, but oligodendrocytes. No, not oligodendrocytes. It was dendritic spines reproduce, and they help form synapses or something. And this happens like after you learn something, or like an episodic memory occurs, or you're doing something where you're learning through an event, and then you go to sleep, you make these dendritic spines, and they're making, or somehow finalizing the synapses or something like that. Anyway, so I found that was very interesting, and I remember you shared that study.
Yeah, I can share a little more about it.
Awesome.
So this is, basically to kind of summarize my research a little bit, after wanting to understand more about how the body responds to sleep loss, particularly related to food decisions and obesity, I was also very interested then to understand, well, what are the cognitive effects of sleep loss, including learning and memory. And so during sleep, during the day, like for example right now, you're listening to this message and your synapses are getting challenged and stimulated, and that is going to cause a kind of a modification of them. At night, you're going to have two things that are going to then facilitate a consolidation of that memory, which means it's going to then make it stronger. Your brain is going to replay that activity pattern and in a very selective use pattern. Yeah, so if you use that part of the brain, it's that part of the brain at night is going to be replayed.
Isn't there a chemical like 4BP something that you produce that's like involved in that? I remember reading a paper.
There's several, So
aspects
are NMDA receptors.
What you do? What was your name? Oh my God.
Long-term treatment, you see a real enhancement of memory, which is the dorsal raphe, which is a part of the brain that produces
green for this. Okay, bye bye. Free money. I can't deal with that. It's free money. Oh my God. Here we go. 6x for 4 mana.
Because the wake is always acting proportional to how much sleep pressure you've built up. Sleep pressure is something that builds from the moment you wake up, and it keeps building until you go to sleep. And the wake network is counteracting that all day long. And at the end of the day, the wake network goes to sleep or turns off.
Not what I want.
Unopposed low sleep pressure, and that will initiate sleep and keep you asleep for the rest of the night. It's consolidated as well. So that's kind of that dance that's going on during the day behind the scenes. And at night, the activity of GABA will activate in one area that is, it's funny, parts of the brain become more active at night than in any other part during a 24-hour period. And one of those areas is called the ventrolateral preoptic area. It turns on to turn off the wake network. And that's what is enabling you then to kind of get overcome by the feeling of sleepiness, and that's why you feel sleepy and fall asleep and stay asleep.
So what happens when you are not getting sleep? Let's say you have, insomnia, and we can talk about some of the causes of these sleep problems later, but what happens to that sleep network then? Or, sorry, the wake network?
Yeah. The wake network, the timing of the wake network is off.
If it's a line card,
and so
you put 3-mana explore. It's not good. I thought it was playable, not even that. 3-mana explore.
Because
Nope.
we're getting too much light at night, it is telling our brain that it is daytime, and that causes our circadian rhythms to shift. Right? A good way to think about how these circadian rhythms shift is, let's say you were to go from, we're in San Francisco right now, and if you were to take a plane and you were to go to Italy, when we arrived, our biological time would be still set to San Francisco. But over the course of 5-7 days, because of light entering into our eye at a time that's appropriate for Italy, our own biology would shift to match that environmental pattern. Okay, so that's kind of a good way to think of it.
Yeah, that one's red, white, this guy, because it lets you strike too.
Well, we're basically putting ourselves in mini jet lag when we do this. And by living in this manner where we're getting not enough light during the day and we're getting too much at night. And what that does is our brain thinks that it's daytime later than it should, and that shifts our alertness rhythm. And there's two consequences to that. It means that because it shifted, our wake rhythm is starting too late in the day the next day, and that means that it's going to be kind of understimulated during the day. Our brain is not going to have enough of that wake drive, and so that's why we need coffee, right?
I was going to say that's why I wake up and feel like I need coffee, right?
Totally. And then at night it's overactive because it's this kind of cyclic activity, and so now you want to go to bed. And I'm sure people have experienced this. I was sleeping all day, and then right before bed I woke up and I felt more alert than
God damn it, man. I do something, it doesn't work.
A normally functioning body in an abnormal
Treat your cards in your grid, well. I'm not playing that.
appropriately, but it leads to inappropriate physiology as well.
What about people that live in like Alaska or Norway, where it's like daylight is all crazy at certain points? Has there been any research on their circadian rhythm, or how they adapt? Are there polymorphisms they have that adapt them to that?
I don't know about that, but I know that a colleague of mine did some work on the Concordia base station in Antarctica, and the reason you do that is if you're looking at the importance of light on health, it's great to go to a place like that where there's zero light for certain times of year, so you can study artificial light on human physiology. And what they found is they had people in the space station that were living under normal room light, and what they found is that their mood was altered. They wanted to go to bed a little bit later every night. They didn't have a good anchored rhythm, and their reaction time is called the psychomotor vigilance test, which is a measurement of alertness, which is the way that you can think about that is it's how energized the brain feels. Basically, they were performing very poorly, and then when they put in blue enriched white light, when they replaced normal light with blue enriched white light, everything improved. Their reaction time was better, their mood was better, and they went 2 weeks with normal light, 2 weeks with blue light, 2 weeks with normal light. They kept switching, and every time they
God damn, fuck you.
Really good effects or really bad effects.
I hate old people. Thanks to the people of Wizards, I hate old people. I fucking swear. What the fuck is wrong with you people? I don't get baby boomers again.
Talking about some of the causes of sleep problems, you were mentioning that being a major.
Stealing kisses in the front door.
Well, actually drink mostly tea, so I drink coffee maybe 1 to 2 days a week because there are some benefits I like from the coffee. If I'm having an interview, I'll drink coffee, so I'm all pumped up, I'm a little more sensitive to it. But one of the things that really affects me personally in terms of
I drink coffee every day.
thoughts, things that are causing anxiety, I have a problem I haven't solved or addressed, that can keep me up all night. And that's something that I'm sure a lot of people relate to. Everyone's probably experienced that. But things that can help overcome that, obviously dealing with the problem. What about like meditation, being mindful?
Yeah. So I'll give a little context to this. So
Go.
And we talked about that a little bit ago. There's basically two different systems.
Clicking it again.
How alert or how sleepy you feel.
Oh my god.
One is this pressure for sleep, and the other one is this wake drive, which is counteracting it. But then there are other modulators.
This is why I play, right? Just to see this move.
And so
God damn it, people suck.
Activate other resources that can then further activate the brain. So people that are experiencing, for example, post-traumatic stress, that they have an overactive fear center, which is in the amygdala. And you have, I don't want this to be too much of a neuroanatomy lesson, but earlier we talked about the medial prefrontal cortex, and that actually talks to the amygdala. And remember, that part of the brain, is the part that's generating that really important slow wave activity, which is then clearing out beta amyloid. And the amygdala is a fear center. And what happens if we are ruminating on something that was perhaps really horrible that we saw or that happened to us?
I'm pretty sure you have counters. You're playing blue-black. Wow. Well, you can complain of wizards. It's like they want to fail.
Wow. Yeah, and so what ends up happening is people that have post-traumatic stress, or it could be any sort of a stressor. It could be a love lost. It could be stress at work. It's a lot of things.
Old people.
It can interfere with sleep in a very significant way. And the really
so you could have used that. Oh well, I have one minute.
I guess. But what was interesting is that there was a study, and there's been a lot of associated studies saying exercise, associated with improved sleep.
Yep.
And but this particular study that I remember was interesting to me because it was done in women that had insomnia, and they were sedentary, so they didn't exercise. They had insomnia, and they went for treatment. So we're part of this controlled trial where they were then prescribed exercise. It was like 30 minutes a day and I don't remember how long. I think it was a few months.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing from the thing was that if they did just an acute, dose, like once or twice or a few times, and that did not make them sleep better. It actually exacerbated their sleep problems. But it wasn't until, and you mentioned this earlier, the repeated response and how you have feedback loops happening. So it wasn't until they had exercised for like a few months that they were able to really have significant improvements in sleep.
Yeah.
And so if you think about it, if you're a stressed person, if you're emotional, if these things are causing sleep disturbances, you exercise, continually exercise, then you start to sort of dial back some of that arousal emotional center. So it's kind of funny because
kind of
problems, and I'm telling her about exercise.
You fucked up, man.
You fucked up once, and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah. The light lights low. All right. Go.
No effect when she gives up.
Yeah.
So really, the bottom line here is don't give up. You need if you need a routine, you need a training program. And I don't know if you know anything about the types of exercise, or if there's been any studies showing different types of sleep differently.
Yeah. So in the 70s and 80s, when we were just trying to understand some of the fundamentals, it was presumed that exercise had a favorable effect on sleep. And the investigation into that, the early investigations, didn't actually show that there was really much of a connection at all.
Yeah.
Later, though, and I wish I knew this well enough to describe what the differences were between the studies. A friend of mine, Matt Newman, who is on a paper that we're about to submit for some of my research, which we kind of talked about a little bit earlier, but he's actually done quite a bit of work looking at does good sleep help you maintain a physical activity program?
Right.
And does a regular physical activity program help you get good sleep? And basically, he's published several different papers that have looked at that kind of idea different ways. And yeah, I mean, you see that kind of directionality there. So good sleep helps you be physically active person, and being physically active helps you sleep well. Both sleep and exercise are a fundamental part. Again, they're not nice to have, they're need to have our body work well. And now we're in a lot of ways trying to just play catch up, or we're trying to figure out what is the minimal dose that I need in order to perform well, because my job really requires that I sit at my desk all day.
Yeah.
And it's such a frustrating thing. But I think I think life is going to be a lot different 15, 20 years from now, because there's already
Not like this year.
Awareness,
in the next 10 years. Yeah.
Treadmill desks. I think that in the future, when we go to work, we're going to be doing physical work and our mental work. There's an understanding that daytime physical work is going to stimulate a good positive mental state that will help get work done, and it's also going to help you sleep well. I think that environments will be designed for, and cultures will be designed for keeping the person healthy, and that'll help keep the person productive.
Yeah, awesome.
And I would love that, and I'm on that mission. I'm
totally
trying to help promote that.
So what do you think is the optimal amount of sleep? I've seen several studies showing different factors. What are your thoughts on optimal sleep and how?
Yeah, so I like to promote what the determinants of good sleep are time and intensity.
Oh yeah.
So
How do?
that's like, well, how much sleep do I
That's like your whole combo right there. That's why I don't play that.
Right.
Sounds pretty in your head. It's not.
So that one is really dependent on you, and it changes across the lifespan, and it can also change on whether you're fighting an infection or doing really intense physical activity. You might need more than your average. So you're going to have some night-by-night variation. What I like to do is, in order to get enough time in bed, I let my body determine how much sleep I want. So I try to give myself a little more time in bed than I expect to get for the amount of sleep I expect to get. So let's say I usually get 8 hours. I try to be in bed for 8.5. And yeah, maybe I'll wake up by my own, not by an alarm clock, by external means, but by my body waking up. I always want that.
Oh yeah, I
so
just
the
did
alarm
that.
clock is kind of like the stopgap. Like I really can't sleep in beyond that.
I think that's CG. Let's see, 4, 8 plus 6.
I don't actually need it.
That's awesome. That's kind of what I do. Most of the time
8 plus 6 is
use an alarm, but
14. So you're at 1 health.
Fail safe. Like, okay, if I don't get up, then if I have to be somewhere, I have to get up. But I think that's a really great, bit of information is to give yourself more time. Probably means getting into bed earlier, right?
It does, and that's kind of the hard part.
What's that? Can attack?
Times extend.
That's fine. Wait till it plays this. You're gonna get so pissed.
Because we've got the ubiquity of
LOL.
There's no boundaries anymore to work. It follows us everywhere we go.
Yeah.
So if you're in a culture where you're getting emails really late at night, it can make it really difficult. And if you're in a position where, let's say, a boss.
The guy doesn't got the enchantment. That's the only thing that's missing.
It might be hard to say, all right, I'm just going to turn it off and pay attention in the morning. But it's also good to be able to do that. So, yeah.
Because it can distract you, right?
So I focus on getting into bed at a certain time every night.
think I need more
actually
rent.
still feasible. And I know I want to do
True.
that by 11. Yeah. It's just easy. And I know unless my time that I need to wake up changes, then I basically worked backwards from the time I think I need, and that's my time in bed.
Yeah, the other thing is something that I do is because as you talked about, we talked in the beginning how important light exposure is at the right times, and not having light exposure at night. I've got these Philip Hughes lights that are like orange light, and I have them in the house, and so those go on at night. And then I also have an app on my computer screen that, because we don't have a TV, we actually Dan and I watch movies from a computer screen. So then we've got this app that filters out the blue light. So I try to kind of minimize the amount of blue light. I have a hard time with emails because I'm answering them, but that's my biggest thing I need to work on, because you'll get emotional, and being emotional about something, even if it's like a good emotion, like excited, whatever, it doesn't matter, just emotional. I have a hard time getting sleep.
Under sleep deprivation and also during stress, emotions are heightened. So if it's negative, it's more negative. If it's positive, it's more positive. Pain, you have greater sensitivity to pain. There's just kind of a heightening. I know that pain is not an emotion, but there's just a heightening of sensitivity. So
So everyone should sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Interestingly, and this is going to sound contradictory to what I've been saying so far, but a lot of creative thinkers and artists, like if you think about when are a lot of albums made, they're made late into the night, and there's an untethering of, so there's something called the neurocompetitive model for decision making. And if you think about how the brain works, is that you have this impulsive brain that is just like, saying yes to things that it finds pleasurable. And then there's an editorial component, which is in the frontal cortex, and it's saying, no, maybe that's not such a good idea. Maybe you shouldn't have a donut more or less take on 12. And so, depending on, which part of the brain wins out, is going to determine the behavior that follows. And what I didn't mention previously during sleep deprivation, not only do you have heightened emotional reactivity, you also have suppressed cognitive control. So those areas of the brain are basically like offline. And so you have what's called a shift in your economic preferences, which means that you're going to be more likely to, if you're gambling, you'll be like, all right, put it all on black. You're gonna take larger risk, and you're gonna take more frequent risk.
And you're gonna get rewarded. I mean, you're gonna have that rewarding going on more for those, right? Like donuts, and you're gonna eat more donuts. And anyways, it sounds like sleep. I mean, there's so many different lifestyle factors that it's affecting. It's been associated with shorter telomeres, aging, the neurodegenerative disease, cancer, obesity, emotional arousal. What else did we say? The addiction.
It's
endless.
It is. It's that fundamental part of our physiology, and it's a need to have, not a nice to have. And it's even if So when I speak about sleep, I'm always interested to show the connection, so that people will kind of escalate it down, because it comes down to the actual.
Well, fucking, right? Talking so technical, how about fucking? Can you imagine? No wonder Shane Diesel still got white hair. It's not rage or stress, because he's, he needs to perform. Oh, leave that red. Well, if sleep is that important, I've been sleeping all fucking day, man.
Practical decisions. Yeah. Oh, one more game of, episode of Game of Thrones. Right.
Hey, check that out. You like to have fun, right?
Something that you really want to do, and you're already in the state where you're more likely to just say yes to that. We all want, the point that I didn't make really earlier is that as work kind of gets into our life, we're always going to kind of fight for a little bit of personal time, and that oftentimes
that is true.
Sleep is suffering. So knowing some of these connections, whether you can repeat these back or not, that's not important. You know that it's important, and that now it's kind of on you to say, okay, I need to then create what I call sleep practice, which just means what are the things that I need to do in order so that I'm getting good sleep regularly, because not only will you benefit in the short term, you'll benefit in the long run, and it can change so much about how you're living your life. So
what do we need to do?
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, we were talking earlier, so the things that matter are timing, intensity, and duration. We talked about duration. Timing is really critical.
We're talking about light, right? Exposure? Or no, sleep
duration.
Hey, she's horny, man.
With my company, Dance Plan, we try to help people live as a restorative sleeper. So the aspiration
I think she needs sex.
And you feel alert all day, every day.
Because she's dressed in a very provocative word. I don't know. You can dress like that, but people are gonna look like you. They're gonna look at you. Like, what's going on over here? A player has quit the game. What's the surprise? I don't blame him.
And that's because so much of sleep is based off of a circadian. So when you're doing memory formation, when memory formation is happening in your brain at night,
there's
a component of that is absolutely determined by what time of day your body is. So to get very efficient REM sleep, then if you're usually getting great
just buy a monkey.
4 a.m., then but that's now all of a sudden shifted to 8 a.m. Because that's just
okay, let's go, baby.
Sleep, it's just not going to be the same.
Okay, let's go. Let's get it on, buddy. Confirm purchase. Hadouken!
How long do those effects last? Can you recuperate from that?
That's the deferment. Come on. Open booster.
Think about how long it takes when you go from San Francisco to Italy, right? That the body can only adjust its circadian timing by about 3 hours a day.
Drones monument.
By that? Like, you have a 3-hour wiggle room kind of thing?
That's it.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily a wiggle
hit the bill around it, though. Gift of Paradise is a good card. Oh my god, so many good cards here. Mouth, Exemplar Strength. That card sucks. Mouth, though. I like Mouth. And Gift of Paradise. Let's go to the card collection. Oh my god, can you imagine playing the other side of Mouth with Chandra broken? I'll be like, 1, 2, draw 3 cards? Jesus. Insane. Let's see. Edit.
So the lesson there is not only worry about getting the right amount of time in bed, but also that you've got very consistent timing of your sleep. Yeah. And then for intensity, you really can't, it's not a directly actionable thing. But physical activity and light exposure are going to affect the intensity of your sleep, which is really important because we want to get, again, a lot of that slow wave activity between 0.6 and 1 hertz, which is the one that's going to clear the beta amyloid. We want a lot of slow wave sleep, delta sleep, which is from 1 to 4 hertz. That's going to clear away a lot of the adenosine, which makes you sleepy. All this stuff is happening during different processes. Then REM sleep, you're doing a lot of what's called synaptic rescaling. That's where memories are getting played over and over.
This one does spark the enchantment custom now. Or 3 flame. Sparks the enchantment. Cast. No, I don't think so. Alright, so if it's cast, then it doesn't work. Red, green, creatures set any, really. Let's see, let's clear all filters, apply. Just check creatures, no, the colors, green, red, main, green, red, there we go. Two-mana flame is way better. Board wide. I don't think so. Good job, really. Alright. What's in defense? There's no reason, really. What you want is to proc the enchantment. Need that 3/3 that goes with 3 counters. Could be good. So 3/3, you got delirium. Fine, you put out 3/3. It's so hard to get delirium. Good enchantment. God damn it, man. There we go. Right here. Oh my god, learn how to program. It's so stressful. Playing your game is stressful. It really is. It gets into the gear, so this one can come back. Alright. On this one, it's not much removal. Let's see. Oh, you only got 8 cards for removal. That's enough. That's more than enough. You know what? I actually like this set, the way it's built. More red than green. More red than green. Alright. Alright, it's perfect then. That's not what I want. I'm about to leave again. I mean, this is what J-King is scheduled getting. People to leave.
Over again, and it's another component of memory formation and brain health. So the idea is, what's the one phase of sleep that's important? No, they're all important. And one way to facilitate good rhythms is get adequate time, good regular timing, so you're sleeping always in the same phase, and then having enough physical activity during the day and enough light exposure, appropriate light exposure. So that kind of segues into the last part of the enduring mover, which is to not only kind of know what time you should go to bed. Knowing what time you should go to bed solves a lot of problems, because it's both timing and duration. Really. But then you also want to maintain smart light rhythms.
She told me that's hilarious. Alright, clock. I want to put the alarm. I want to feel good. 9 a.m. 11 hours. So in 3 hours I go to sleep.
Evening and night. And so what that
Maybe
means
I'll
is
wake
you
up
want to get
at
about a half an
like
hour of bright
4
sunlight
a.m.
during the day, because that strong
Go.
light signal is going to help anchor your rhythm. And then you're going to want to get in the evening, dim environmental lights, do exactly like Rhonda does. If you can, adjust the light bulbs in your house. I actually wear glasses.
Hadouken!
That kind of solve a lot, yeah. And I got a nice pair of mates, so they're not really awful looking.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Show me.
I will. I wish I had a mirror. I've been wearing those very consistently. And what I tell myself is that, all right, if I start to wear these 2 hours before bed,
She's
that'll
hot.
help me perform better tomorrow. Because again,
He wants to do it.
it's helping my circadian rhythm know
Alright.
that it is daytime.
Blood
But
rage
when
brow
it's
sounds fun.
nighttime when it's nighttime.
Yeah.
And you can create something called
But you can get the
virtual
link.
darkness, where you can
Now
see,
blood rage brow
so you
is
can,
fun.
be in
Alright.
a room with artificial light. You can look at a television screen. You can look at an e-reader.
Oh, he's watching the colors. Please wait.
That blue light is the really
He
potent signal to those cells
right.
in the retina that it's day, and you want
Jesus
that.
fucking
Right.
Christ.
Yeah, Philips Hue makes a good a light package where you.
I'm not gonna say if it keeps lagging, I'll leave.
On the white in the day and the orange at night, but it sounds like getting the bright light earlier in the day is probably the most important.
Yes, because if you don't get enough adequate light during the day, then your susceptibility to light at night, artificial light at night, shifting your rhythms is much greater.
Yeah.
So I always call daylight anchoring. It helps really anchor your sleep. So if you get outside, take every opportunity.
The fucking dogs. Just keep barking here. Welcome to Puerto Rico. Welcome to Puerto Rico. People get to do whatever the fuck they want here. It's really bad. So, anything they fucking want, they can do it here. The law doesn't exist here in this country, that's for sure. Jesus. Delirium. No. That's right. Do I really gotta click continue for that? What the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck am I gonna do? Skittle land. Got 10 seconds. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna give you 10 seconds and I would just fucking leave because I'm not supposed to be stressed out playing a video game. If that's how it's gonna go, then I'll just leave, right? And I'll log in back later. Maybe. Right? It's like that one of really sucks. I'm not blocking, that's for sure. Go ahead. Ooh. Alright. Hadouken! You gonna get it back? That's hilarious. 3, 2, yeah. Alright. So stressed out. People suck, I swear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Malay, that's 6. Stop the timer, stop the timer, stop the timer. There we go. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, getting this back. Hill 6. Yes. Take 4. Awesome. Alright, well. Now what do? Do I play this? I think that's my best choice, I swear. Go. Target whoever. Fucking Hydra bullshit, man. Single 6. Let's see. Okay. So many options here. Let's see what he does. I can play Chandra plus. No, it's not her. I can still deal like board wipe damage. Get that guy, right? Yep, my card. Trying. There we go. Good boy. Should I give you money? Should I? So fucking embarrassing. Alright. +1. No choice. Come on. I'm supposed to fucking win now. Finish. Can I play? Why do you guys have that stupid effect right in the fucking middle of the card? I want to read the stats when he plays it. Can I do that? I don't think you can, right? Try. Go. It's actually pretty good. It's like removal on a stick. I got 4 of those though. Should I play that guy? I'm playing dinosaurs. It would be 6 damage. It could be creature or player, right? The creature or player. That's insane. Kill it. Alright. And it comes back twice. Actually, I'm gonna play with dinosaurs. Free money. High attack. You know what? I might just use this card with dinosaurs. Heart Piercer Manticore. I might just do that. Because I see the 2-3 helps. It's just not great. Shit, he can kill the 3, the Nissa. Didn't saw that one. Oh, that's a mistake. Alright. Well, you got 12 life, right? So let's +1 this first. Perfect. Perfect. It's actually the entire deck is surrounded around this card. Let's tap 2 red. Why not, right? Outcome Crusher. Draw card. I think I got one. So this deals 3 damage. Alright, well, that's +1. Put 2 more. Proc twice. Alright. Well, let's see. I can play this guy. It's way better. No land. Play this guy. Eat the Carlata. Draw another card. Swim with everyone. Try him. Yes, I'm going to exert him so that he doesn't block. That's 6, 3, 6, 9. That's game. Unless you block him, yeah. No, it's still game. Yeah, that's insane. That's fucking insane.
Outside. If you want to take a break, go for a walk, get outside. If you can exercise indoor versus outdoor, do it outside. And it's funny because some researchers looked at the difference between exercising indoors and outdoors, and some have shown that the same type of exercise just it's healthier for some reason outside, and it's probably circadian rhythm effects.
Wow, yeah. Probably it's healthier outside, during the day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So some things people can do if they have trouble sleeping are exactly what you mentioned: timing, making sure they go to bed at the same time.
Yep.
Filtering out the blue light at night and getting enough blue light during the day and filtering out at night.
Exactly.
Exercise, and then some other things that I've personally been interested in, but I think they're a little less likely to have a very robust effect on sleep. Is some stuff coming out of a sleep lab in Oxford. And they've been doing some studies on some clinical trials on nutrition. And so I'll tell you, one of the interesting studies that I've read not too long ago. I do a lot of research on omega-3 and serotonin, and serotonin gets converted into melatonin in the pineal gland. So I know a bit about that. But DHA is important for one of the enzymes that converts serotonin into melatonin. One of the N-acetyltransferase, I think. But it's been interesting because there have been associative studies that have looked at omega-3 fatty acids and sleep, and they've shown that there's deficiencies that correlate with poor sleep. And
welcome to hell. 1-1. That's kind of game over. I can't I can't play now because I gotta leave. Beautiful. That's just off. Alright, well, bye bye.